Hello my friends and welcome back to another bookish vlog. You already know that this video is gonna consist of lots of reading, book shopping. I have quite a few new books to share with you and we will just spend the next cozy few days together channeling all of the autumnal vibes and also channeling our cinnamon girls, our inner cinnamon girls. And what do I mean by that? Well, the other day I was listening to Cinnamon Girl by Lana Del Rey, as one does, and I was thinking, oh my god, I love this song and I love this title. I love cinnamon and especially that title, Cinnamon Girl. I want to have a cinnamon girl fall. These were my thoughts while I was listening to the song. When I listen to the words cinnamon girl, I automatically think of rich brown colors and deep reds, of bows, of knits, cozy sweaters and cardigans, warm cups of coffee or tea, fantasy books, dark academia books, crisp fall days, and orange and brown leaves on the ground. Did I paint the picture for you? When I hear the phrase cinnamon girl, that's what I think. And I don't know about you, but I want to have a cinnamon girl fall. And you know what? I think that you do too. That's why you clicked on today's video. But that's what we're like here on this corner of the internet. We romanticize every single season. Let's begin today's bookish vlog by talking about my current read. So my current read is called The Night Prince. The author is called Lauren Palphreyman. This is the second book in the Wolf Kingdom trilogy. I'm pretty sure this series is gonna have 3 books. I already read the first one. If you have watched my September reset routine, you already know my thoughts on that book. But if you didn't, The Wolf King, the first book, was a good fun time, a good fantasy werewolf time. Was I super obsessed with the book? Not really, but it was very entertaining and I also read it very fast. It felt very bingeable. I read it only within a few days and it was a good time. But also, I don't think that I'm really vibing with our FMC. I think that I don't really like her. Hopefully she will, I don't know, grow on me. I'm almost done with this. I mean, okay, no, I'm not done. I'm halfway through this book, the second book, and I like her even less than I did in the first book. So maybe I'm just not gonna vibe with our FMC. But I love our MMC. His name is Callum. I love him. He's just fantastic. And if Rory, our FMC, changes her mind and she, I don't know, for some reason doesn't want Callum, I'll take him. Or another girl can take him. Yeah, if Rory doesn't want Callum, I know that somebody else will. But the author better not do something bad to my boy Callum. I don't want to say a lot of things because I don't want to give you any spoilers. I think it would be a nice idea for you to go into this as blindly as you can. Do not listen to a lot of details about the book and do not look up the tropes that this book has. Because sometimes when you read the tropes, you will inevitably be spoiled. So far so good. I don't know if this second book is better than the first one. Maybe it is on the same level. I think I gave the first book 3.75 stars. But our current read consists of a princess who has been kidnapped from her kingdom, where, by the way, in that kingdom she was not having a good time. Her father is awful. Her kidnapper is the main guy, Callum. He's the alpha of one of the wolf clans. But we also have other alphas and other wolf clans, and we have a war steering because humans and werewolves, they're not clicking, not at all. And there's also this moonstone, I think, that everybody wants apparently, because if the werewolves get it back, they will be able to change from humans to wolves whenever they want. But now they have to wait for the full moon to not change. There's another word for that. Well, I don't remember. But yeah, they are searching for that stone. We have a princess in the midst of the chaos. But I don't know. I feel like Rory, our FMC, is giving, I want to be powerful. I don't want your help. I'm not a damsel in distress, but someone is saving her every other chapter. And if someone was not saving her, she would have been dead from the first book. So what are you talking about, girl? You're no Aelin. You're no Manon. I mean, no FMC can compare to these ladies, but yeah, she's giving annoying FMC energy. I'm sorry, I said it. And I truly hope that she will change. And also there's another person, another character in this story, and I feel like my feelings are indifferent. I feel indifferent. I mean, I don't hate that character, nor do I love them, but the plan for now is to continue a few pages of The Night Prince, and then we will be heading to one coffee shop that I've been meaning to go to, because again, if you have watched my September reset routine, you know that I want to have a cardamom bun in September. It is one of my goals, legit. Yeah, it is. So today I'm planning on hitting this goal. Hopefully by the time I reach that coffee shop, they will still have cardamom buns. And also we will most definitely go to the bookstore. We will browse. I don't know if we will get any new books because I already have some new books that I will share them with you later on. But if I see something that I love and I cannot find it secondhand, I might get it. We will see. friends, it has been a few hours and I am back home. I am feeling pretty tired. It happens every time that I go out and I walk a lot and I am in the city center and I see a ton of people. I just get drained. But what I'm gonna share with you now are the books that I recently got, plus one book that my sister very kindly gifted me. She had ordered a book for me. It was a surprise, and today when we went to the bookstore, we picked it up and I was so excited to receive this book. It is a book that I was thinking about getting and about reading. My favorite movie is based on that book, and I tried reading it when I was very young, so many years ago. And I think that I got a bit scared and I stopped reading it, but now I am ready. I'm ready to read it. I want to read the original story, and that book is The Phantom of the Opera. She got me the most beautiful edition. It is hardcover. The edges are sprayed foil. They're gold, pretty much, and it is such a stunning book. You can actually feel the flowers. And the pages, I cannot really describe it to you, but they are this, can you hear that? They have this squeaky texture. They're not your typical paper pages. It actually reminds me of some old English textbooks that we had when I was learning English when I was a kid. It even smells like them, like those textbooks. Anyways, if you know me, you know that I love The Phantom of the Opera. I love the musical and the movie that was released back in 2004 with Gerard Butler and Annie Rossum. This is my favorite movie of all time. If I could live in a movie, not in a book, in a movie, I would live in that movie. But I wouldn't want to be Christine or a person that the Phantom hates. But the whole aesthetic of this movie, the music, the songs, the actors, everything is phenomenal. The costumes. I'm pretty sure that everyone is familiar with The Phantom of the Opera, but if you're not, this is about a hideous, disfigured composer. He's considered a genius. He's composing the most magnificent musical pieces, and he becomes Christine Dias, our FMC is called Christine Dias, teacher. He becomes her teacher and he's teaching her how to sing because she is a singer in the opera house. In the movie, she's not a singer to start with. She is a dancer. She's part of the ballet, but then she becomes the main soprano, I think it's called, the main singer of the opera house, and everything that she's taught about singing comes from the Phantom, but she has never seen the Phantom. I'm guessing that the book is pretty similar to the movie. So what happens is that Phantom falls in love with Christine, but she doesn't reciprocate the feelings. I think that she cares for him on a certain level, but she's not in love with him, I think. At least not in the movie. She's actually in love with somebody else. And the Phantom is not happy about that, and generally whoever targets Christine or targets himself, the Phantom, he becomes very dangerous and very possessive and aggressive. I know that this book is also considered horror, so hopefully it's not going to be too graphic and too scary or anything. Then I have a few more books here to share. I will share with you first the books that I got secondhand, which most of them are. So the first book that I got is called Winter Solstice. Now, when this person was selling this book on the website, they said that this is in a brand new condition, but it is not. It is very, very yellow. The pages are extremely yellow. Also, it looks a bit, old here in the corners. It's a bit ripped up, bitten up. You know what I mean. But one of my favorite YouTubers, Morgan Long, loves this book a lot, and she has recommended it a lot of times in her channel. So I've had an eye on it, and now this year I decided that I am getting it and I want to read it this winter. All of these books are part of my fall TBR and of my winter TBR. So this is obviously a wintry book. The book says, "Is it ever too late for love? An unlikely group of people find themselves stranded in the rambling Scottish house that December, each of them nursing a past sorrow that looks likely to spoil the festive season. But log fires and the warmth of friends can thaw the coldest heart, and as the bells peal out for the midnight service, they ring in a very magical Christmas." I have a feeling that this book is going to be very wholesome, very heartwarming, maybe a bit moving. Also have already seen that, I think at the beginning of each chapter we have like a small little graphic, which I always love. I love a book with a graphic. Here we have a little dog. How cute is it? The second book that I got from the secondhand bookstore is a very popular book. It is Legendborn. This is a very popular YA fantasy series. This is the first book. I know that a lot of people love it. The only comment I have so far about this book is that the font, the text is extremely tiny, and I don't know how my eyes will be able to manage. But I guess our main character is called Bree. She's a 16-year-old girl, and after her mother dies in an accident, she wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems like the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. Also, I love this cover. It is so beautiful, and I guess that this is our main character, Bree. She looks gorgeous, and obviously she's gonna have magic powers. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, but I cannot wait to find out. And then the last book that I got from the secondhand bookstore is called The Snow Child. I think that Morgan again recommended this book in one of her latest videos, but I had heard good things about this book already, and I was actually thinking about getting this book last winter, but I didn't end up picking it up, so I got it this year. And this book says Alaska, the 1920s. Jack and Mabel have staked everything on a fresh start in a remote homestead, but the wilderness is a stark place, and Mabel is haunted by the baby she lost many years before. When a little girl appears mysteriously on their land, each is filled with wonder, but also foreboding. Is she what she seems, and can they find room in their hearts for her? Sounds like a really good winter read, the type of book that you will read curled up in your couch with a warm cup of tea or a warm cacao on a cold winter night. It even has a snowflake up here. And then the last book that I have here is a book that I didn't get secondhand. I got it brand new. I tried to find it secondhand, but I couldn't. But what do you know? It came a bit damaged. It's like a bit creased here on the spine, but it is fine. Obviously, this is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is going to be my first Ali Hazelwood book ever. I have never read anything from her. I got this book only because Heather is hyping it up a lot. I trust her book recommendations, so here we are. This is going to be about a vampire bride and a werewolf groom. They have to get married to make an alliance. And also, one thing about this book that I didn't know, and I found out after I got it, is that this is an urban fantasy, and this takes place in today's world, but with fantasy mythical creatures. I thought that this was going to be like a fantasy that takes place during thousands and thousands of years ago. I'm pretty sure. If I'm being wrong here, let me know down in the comments, but I think that that's what I read online. And here on the cover it says a paranormal Romeo and Juliet. Say no more. Also, obviously we are in a werewolf kick at the moment. I read The Wolf King, I'm reading The Night Prince, and I will be definitely reading this book during September. It is part of my September TBR. But if I had to choose between vampires and werewolves, when I was younger I would have said werewolves, but now vampires. When I was younger I used to be Team Jacob. I'm talking about the Twilight Saga now. I'm pretty sure everybody's locked in and they know what I'm talking about. Let me know down in the comments if you were Team Jacob or Team Edward. I'm still Team Jacob, but if I had to choose vampires and werewolves, I would choose vampires, and I would love to be a vampire and not a werewolf. Even though I think that appearance wise I'm more looking like a werewolf, you know, hairy, black hair. The plan for now, because you know, we always have a plan. I always say that in my vlogs. The plan for now is to make a warm cup of tea. I also got a little dessert from a bakery, a pastry shop. While I was out today, so I will make my tea, I will have my little dessert, and I will continue reading The Night Prince. reading update is so long overdue. I haven't picked up the camera in I don't even remember how many days. So man, do I have some reading updates for you. So first of all, like you saw in the previous clip, I started both The Secret History and Shield of Sparrows, and I thought in between these two reads, because we have like a fantasy book and also a Secret History, which is a long book, complicated characters, etc., I thought, how about I also break things up with a sweet little romance? And I also started reading The Breaking Point, and I devoured that book. I stopped reading everything else. I read that in less than 24 hours, and I know that it might not look like a very autumnal read, not a cinnamon girl full read, but it is so good. I highly recommend it. By the way, Gilmore Girls are being mentioned in here, so that makes it a bit autumnal. This was not the sweet little romance that I was thinking it would be. This broke my heart. I cried so many times, or I got teary-eyed while I was reading this. This is a hockey romance, my first sports romance ever. If more hockey romances or sports romances are like this one, I want to read them. I love the couple. They had such great chemistry. I loved how both of them had so many things going on in their lives. This was emotionally heavy, so keep that in mind if you decide to read it, and I highly recommend that you do. I gave it 5 stars. It doesn't deserve anything less, and I know that this is going to be an interconnected standalone series, so I cannot wait to continue with the books. And then, after all these days, I also finished The Secret History. Well, I had higher expectations for this book. Let me just say that we have some really complex and insane characters in here. Loved reading about them. The plot is really good. The dark academia background, stunning. As a Greek person, I loved reading so many things in this book, but it was too freaking slow for me. Incredibly slow. There were some parts that I wanted to rip out my hair. I think I will give this a 3.5. It was not my type of book. It could have been if we didn't have so many details that almost low-key, almost felt unnecessary to me. I know that if you love this book and if you really dive deep into it, you will find different meanings for everything that the author wrote in here. Maybe it was my mood, maybe this is not my type of book. I really wish I loved this more. I can definitely see what the author did here, and I can also see why so many people love this book a lot, but it was not for me. It was too slow for me, but I do recommend you reading it if you haven't read it, because you might love it. And the book that I'm still reading is Shield of Sparrows. I haven't made a ton of progress with it just because I was trying to finish up with A Secret History first, but so far so great. I am loving our main characters. At the start I thought, well, another FMC who doesn't know how to fight, she's not very strong, but no, I am loving Odessa, or Des, because she is willing to learn how to fight, and I feel like by the end of the book, or even by the end of the series, I feel like she will grow very much as a character. Also love her inner thoughts. I know that she asks also a lot of questions and she thinks a lot of questions, but still I find some of her inner thoughts funny. And also our MMC, are you kidding me? The Guardian. This is how he's being introduced to us. New book boyfriend unlocked. I don't know, we will see by the end of the book, but I am having an excellent time, you know, giggling and kicking my feet. The tension is crazy. They do not really like each other. Dare I say they hate each other, but honestly not that much. Not that much. I feel like the attraction is already there. But that is a pickle because Odessa is married to another prince. So each kingdom in this world has to marry off one daughter to the prince of another kingdom so they can keep the peace in this world. And our FMC has to get married to a prince. When at the start she thought that she wouldn't be the one marrying him. Actually her sister was meant to marry him, but no. Also she's a redhead, but her stepmother is making her color her hair. Her mother used to have red hair, but her mother has passed away. I don't know what is up with these fantasy books. Our characters always have to have lost a parent, or both of them. Okay, Okay, so I recently got a few new things. I could say that they are all bookish things. Well, at least the first one is very bookish. So the first thing that I got is something that I have been wanting for so long. It is a little book light, a little book lamp. You can also change the color. You can either have cold light or warm light. When I'm reading in bed at night, I cannot read with the overhead light on. It bothers me a lot. I don't like it. So I turn on my fairy lights, but it is not bright enough for me to actually comfortably see the book and be able to read. So I've been meaning to get one of those. And let me tell you, it is a game changer. I just pop it on my book and I can comfortably read throughout the night. Then I got a little set of 3 fake candles. I wanted them to be black. I mean, they are sort of gray, but I just didn't want them to be white. I need to get batteries for those because currently I don't have enough batteries to light those up. They also came with a little remote, but I haven't actually used them yet. I have them on my bookshelf. And the last thing I got is this mug. How cute is this mug? I have been watching it all around Pinterest and I was like, I want this mug. It says Witch's Brew and it is a small cauldron. Now I have already tried this out with warm water and it hasn't cracked. Fingers crossed that it won't crack, because we all know the story with this mug and with the mushroom mug that I have on my bookshelf. They both cracked and I'm not drinking from cracked mugs. But I'm very excited to have it because I've told you before, if I could be a mythical creature, I would either be a witch or a vampire or a witch vampire. I want to say something random. The past few months, YouTube has been suggesting me playlist videos or songs. The title and the thumbnail will look so my type of thing, like maybe a fantasy related playlist or a fantasy related song. If you have been getting those suggestions, you know what I mean. And then I will click on the video and I'm like, wow, this is a banger. Love that song. Beautiful. Who is the artist? I will scroll and I realize that it is AI. And honestly, I don't like listening to AI music. The songs might be fantastic. They might be vibey, incredible, my style of music, but I would rather listen to music from real artists, a song that has been created from real humans. I know that AI can be helpful for some things. It cannot be all bad, right? Well, I hope so. Time will tell. But honestly, I do not like it how I get so many recommendations about songs that are not from real artists. I really wish that there was a way that I could just click a button and make sure that no AI content appears on my front page. But then again, those ambience videos that we have been watching for years, how are those created? Aren't those AI too? I just feel like I would rather see real stuff on my homepage and not AI stuff that has been created by robots. No hate towards robots and machines, just in case they try to conquer us one day. But yeah, that was a random thought. And I think that this is a good opportunity for you to comment down below your favorite artists or your favorite songs. I would love to check them out because I'm always listening to music and I always try to find new songs and new artists. So let me know down in the comments. Alright friends, it is a few days later and I have a reading update. I am almost done with Shield of Sparrows and honestly I'm having such a great time with this book. It feels like I have been reading it for a while now and I think that that is the case. I've been having a few days that are a bit unpleasant. I haven't been having the best of weeks or month, should I say, but I try to focus on the positive and honestly this book has kept me good company. I love our 2 main characters. The romance is really good. This is such a slow burn, but the chemistry is great and they're just great characters. Our MMC, the Guardian, is so handsome and so witty and I just love him. And then Odessa, I was scared at the start that maybe she would be a very lukewarm character or a character who prefers to stay weak, but no, she wants to fight, she wants to help people, she wants to protect them, and she wants to become stronger and stronger. She does have doubts for herself and she feels like she's always the last to know things, and of course it has everything everything to do with her upbringing, they always favored her sister and not her. But I feel like Odessa is shining, and I think that she will continue becoming a better and better character, and she's going to evolve throughout the series beautifully. Honestly, this book is a little bit predictable. I feel like a lot of things that are happening, I did see them coming. Maybe a couple of things I didn't see them coming, but I feel like all in all, so far, it is a bit predictable, but I'm having a great time with it nonetheless. Apparently, this book has a crazy ending, so I cannot wait to finish it. I'll probably film my reaction. I will film me finishing the book, and we will find out together if the ending is actually crazy or not. I think that I will finish the book tomorrow because tonight I will go out with a few of my friends, and honestly this night out is much needed just to change things up and to, I don't know, just change the vibes and the energy because I have been feeling low. So that is the update for now. A really great book, highly recommend it. Is it a 5-star? No, I don't think that it's gonna be a 5-star, but it is over 4 stars. I am finally done with Shield of Sparrows, and honestly I have been filming this vlog for weeks now. I think at some point in this video I was also wearing this top again. So pretend that you haven't seen it before, even though you have. But that's besides the point. The point now is this book. I really enjoyed it. I will give it 4.5 stars. I love the world building, our main characters, our side characters, the plot, the politics, the lore. You know? Also, everything was very clear. The places, the monsters, the beings, everything. The thing is that the ending was not insane. Maybe I was mistaken, thinking that we would have a crazy ending, but I swear I saw it somewhere online. The ending, okay, yeah, it was chaotic and insane in a way, but there was not a crazy plot twist or anything. I mean, we had a reveal about a specific person. I'm not sure if I am correct about who that person is, but I could be correct. I'm not sure. We will have to wait for the second book to confirm my thoughts. But this was a really good book. I loved Odessa, Des, our main character. She didn't really start out that strong, quote unquote. I mean, she always had that fire in her, I believe. But I loved how she was determined to save people and to learn how to fight and how to wield weapons in order to do good, and of course in order to protect herself as well. Because one thing about me is that I love a strong badass FMC. If she's just sitting in the corner being, you know, I don't want any damsel in distress. And I cannot wait for the second one. The second one might be even better than the first one. Still not a top tier series, I don't think so, but it was really good. I don't think that anything will ever compare to Throne of Glass, pretty much. So if you have reached this part of the video, comment down below what should we do. Comment down below a sword, just because the book has a sword here on the spine. Thank you all so much for watching this bookish vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye friends!